This is Arukh HaShulchan day 1015. Today we are doing Yoredea, Siman Sama Gimel, Sif Test Zion, and then we are skipping to Siman Pei Gimel, Sif Aleph to Dalit. Test. Abadamas Rashi Zal, Vokam Hussein is Lesich Rab. Rashi and several other the Rishonim evidently hold halachas not Rab. Ain't no sin but Talumas Ayin. We don't ask meat, which has been concealed from the eye. Being matzah, basar, and makom shenichol beso. If you find the house in the meat in the place left in your house, or in your yard, or afilu, the makom shlo tabachi, afilu b'shuk, even the marketplace. Afilu ain't lo shum simon, even if it has no timon, otvi sign or optical um, identification. Um, Afilu b'makom shlo tabachim kutim. Most of the butchers are non-Jews. Mikom nevertheless came into matzah b'makom shenichol, since he found the place where he left it. Lo cheshin shum dova. We're not concerned about anything. Achim matzah b'makom acher, we found it somewhere else, not its original location. Tzarich siman ought to be a sign. They need a siman or optical identification. Afilu b'beis, so even if it's in your house. There's room to say that some other member of the household left in the other place. This is when most of the butchers in town are non-Jews. But if most of the butchers are Jews, it's no worse than finding the meat in anywhere. Which we're going to see is permissible under those circumstances. So those are forbid. So even when most of the butchers are Jews, we found a different place. And the Tvua short. The it's worse than when it was just found ab initio somewhere. Because there's a shortcoming in front of us. Found a different place when you left it. But Arvin, and you could say that perhaps the ravens had come and brought it from a distance. But it seems the primary halacha is like the first opinion. Especially as there aren't many ravens, but because the Amshishlam about Cain, because they're Beir Ramasha, Minag Lakel, as far as Zu, the look at that's Rambam, the Minag is the Mako, not like the Rambam. In brackets, there's about Nepesh, somebody who is trying to aspire for a higher level. La'atzmo Yachush, if he wants to be concerned for himself, not passing it to others. L'dasa Rambam, she dasa going for the opinion of Rambam, which is being the going can't go sabbath for sure. But Simla Chadosh is Yivches Na'imsham. Yud Yesh are those who say the B'shuk Shagoyim, if it's in a non-Jews marketplace, Shema HaRoiv, where they're the majority, Yesh Lesarvil, Matzah Basar, Malkushiner, even found the meat, the place you left it. Im Shah is Zman, if you tarried some time, Shesh Lachush, in which case we should be concerned, Shakuti Yichlifo, the non-Jews switched it. Im Lo, Ksha Basar, Shabir Basar, Kosher, most of the city, the meat in the city is kosher meat. Even the non-Jews buy kosher meat. But otherwise, Torah is a similar to a sign, needs some sign or some sort of optical identification. It makes sense what this whoever says this. I'm not sure it is. But even makes sense. Yeah, but it suffices to have even a substandard sim for this meat to be mutter. If a bird or some rodent took the meat in front of us, and then he left us for some time, but it brought it back again. Also, it's for kosher. Even the most meat in the vicinity is kosher, but you're in the city. Maybe you'll have to go meet somewhere else. Or he ate it, baby. Shreifa Makam Rahoki brought straight from some distant place. Vein Lazata Rak Simon or to the sign. It's only going to be mutter if you have a simon or to the sign in the meat. You base the Das Rashi, I'm Moti Basa Bashuk. Going to Rashi, you find me the marketplace. Makomashul Rabbi Mutsuim Sham. Place of many people prevalent. In Movam Mutsuim Bashuk, how you saw most of the people in the marketplace are Jews. Ava Pish, Rova Ir Kutim, even though most of the city are non-Jews, Gam Roiva Tabochim, and also most of the butchers Kutim are non-Jews, Afilu Bashuk, and even the marketplace Gankin, Rova Mitsuya Kutim, most of the people who are in that vicinity are non-Jews. Imrak Yodua Sheba Makom, Hamitzia, Rova Mitsuya Yisrael, if you know wherever the place where you found the meat, most of the people who are there are Jews. Habasim Mutim, being meat is permissible. To Talina, we assume Shemero Mitzim Bosamakon, came from the majority of people who are prevalent in that place. V'gam lo chashim, we're not concerned. Shema sheretz of hevi makom acher, maybe a rodent or a bird would over somewhere else. V'shlicho and twisted here. The kama bekan v'shlicho kam twisted here. The milslo shlicho is very unlikely. Ve'enom names the elok sheyesh raglayin. We only say such happens when there's evidence that it might have happened. V'yesh yishor shor va'ir v'rov tabachim kutim. There are those who forbid when most of the city and most of the butchers are non-Jews. Ain't it that like a rov va'ir? Oh, rov tabachim. So at least one rov. The most of the city or most of the butchers are Jews. For Chodesh Shabbat Sheish L'Chusha days, and you should take into account this opinion. It says back in Eintvul Shor that it was Masiko Sheisilab who does not hold this pre Chodesh. Mikom Yesh, or the I should say Tvul Shor. Mikom Yesh Lachmir. Nevertheless, one should be stringent. You can leave Shuka who aim to show me Adam Tadir. That marketplace only people very frequently. Fanny Odua and me Matsuim Asa Vegas of us. We don't know who was there at the time the meat was lost. Hokin Acha Roba, here we go to the majority city. In Roba Yisrael, and most of the people see are Jews, telling them to be swell enough. We assume it came from a Jew. The kosher. It's kosher. We Rov Kutim and majority non-Jews are Filu Mechza, 50 or 50, also it's forbidden. וכן אם רוב מציעים בשוק ידעו לנו שומרים רק ממקום שנמצא כשר. Also, most of the place, among those who are prevalent in the marketplace, ידעו again, ידעו לנו רק ממקום שנמצא הבשר, ידעו לנו, sorry, we know mostly in the marketplace. Even though they're mostly Jews. But, רק ממקום שנמצא הבשר, ידעו לנו מי הם מצויים, we don't know who is prevalent in that specific place where the meat was found. Nevertheless, should go to the majority of the marketplace. You doubt you must have busser, but if you found meat in the city, in most of the butchers are non-Jews. You saw even though the majority of the city is Jewish. The meat is treif. If most of the butchers are Jewish, even though most of the city is goyim, mutter the meat is permissible. Seems nice. On the Mishnah, one of those who say the Dafka, only all the butchers are Jews. There's some non-Jewish butchers. Perhaps we should be concerned. If you take mitzvahs or trefus, which even Jewish butchers have, some animals are messed up or faulty to begin with, and we join together mitzvahs tabachi goyim, to the majority of non-Jewish butchers, then the kosher meat is not going to be a majority. So there's a definite majority. It's not clear. It's from Tuashor. If I meet along the road, it's fine in the marketplace. Over in Bosa Derech, so you go down that road, are Jews, mutters, permissible. The Rav Goyim, the Muslim and non-Jews, also it's forbidden. If they're all Jewish butchers in the two cities between which the road passes, mutar it's permissible. A few rov kutim, even most of the people are non-Jews. V'dayish know that shum heter latir basanim. So today we have no heter to our meat which is found cast somewhere. A few barovi. So even the majority is Jews. So even all the butchers are Jews. Sharei b'chol beima. Since in every animal, yesh chelik achoraim. There's the back quarters, the hind quarters. Sheberova comes emenaku, so most places they're not forbidden fats are not removed from them. They traven their traven, the salt and non-Jews. May the chobos have a suffix, so it's a question about every meat. Imu me'achelik hapanim, me'achoraim, it's from the front of it, or from the back. So the front of the animal or the back of the animal. Hagas. Bagam, even though she is like here, Benam, you know, distinguishing them. Kon cautious mochos. It's difficult to find this, I guess, because they're similar enough. Tezayin nimanim tzahi bein mushlema. You find a complete animal. Mokish rotabachisa. Most of the butchers are Jews. V'nikar shachta, and it's clear that it was slaughtered by a shaychit. V'efshali b'dokarei could check the lung. Shari brought up as many as long as most of the butchers are Jews. But check the lung. The imik shera, if the lung is kosher, materna, so we say it's a meat is mutter. The loch has shin on shemen is not shchita. We don't assume that might become the veil at the time of shchita, whenever that was, before we found it. So that's not prevalent. Very much because Steve Simon Aleph, Steve Lamed Hey, V'yesh Omrim, the Ophos Shanim to Chutim, in the birds you find the places where there's blood, the strings. Lo Mahani Rov Tabach Yisrael. Boy, I must be very tired. I am very tired. It's after board. That's so badly. Okay, Yeshin Ophos Shanim to Shechutim. Birds that you find slaughtered, not Shechuti. Not the strings. When you find animals with birds, you find them slaughtered. Lo Mahani Rov Tabach Yisrael. It's not enough to have most of the butchers being Jews. Uveinam Rov Yisrael. You need most of the people to be Jews. There ain't makuli loifos. There are no evidently large slaughterhouses, wholesale slaughterhouses for birds. Everybody slept at home. Berov Tabach Yisrael. So therefore, the fact that most of the butchers are Jews doesn't prove anything. Rak Davish Yisrael makuli only works the same which is slaughtered in a slaughterhouse. Val Siman Shchita only smoke, and the fact that Shechli can't rely. It's not a significant simon. Maybe the non-Jews also kill their animals in the same way. So therefore, if, people in that location also shecht small animals such as sheep and goats in their own houses. Not in the butchers, not in the slaughterhouses. And like your gamdakos, you can't even allow the small animals that people so despite the fact that most of the butchers are Jewish. Also, if I cook meat. Otzliya roasted meat. We go after most of the ochle basar, most we eat meat. We don't follow the number of butchers. The Shema Nasa Babishul Takuti. I skipped. No, I didn't. Shema Nasa Babishul Takuti with Sliosam. Maybe the non-Jew made it also because he cooked it. So that you find salted meat. But I've got the most people who salt meat. So to be saw that they threw out a bird or a rodent's meat. No, what a day. So you see a bird cast down meat. Sheretz or rodent casting down meat. Basel Khan questions meat over here. Casting meat over here. Also, I feel we saw even the majority of Jews, the Shema Yivim Mirachok al Shel Trefa. Maybe they brought treif meat from a distance. Yud Zayin, because of my Mordechai Perak Zayin, Maisa Bali Da Yadai, because case demands a tiny gola shchuta, a chicken which was shechted. We saw Churbi at Kuti, and they said it in the hands of a non-Jew, but lo yishemer, without a safeguard, not without a watchman. The Sakud over, they were concerned. Lomar to say Shema, Acher say so. Maybe it was another piece of meat. Then this chalfa, it got switched. The hochul ishchot, the hochul ishchot. They went to the shayit Sholo and asked him. Sholo this time he goes, do shech this time he goes. Hey sheep, he responded only but for the sign. I can't optically verify it. However, nevertheless, at tosh achati tiny goes achas. I did shech one tiny golas now, one chicken and one hen. Avobal Hatarigosia Makiro saw, but the owner of the bird recognized it. Varmish, she said Shizosi, and said that this is it. Vitartio saw, and says Mordechai was matik him Shabbat and goes there goes Chaya Makira, since he recognized it. Based on Malaysia Karav, Tamar Basi I mean also Allah is not like Rab was then meat which was obscured from the eyes forbidden. I can show you quote. The Tamar Rab and the masses were astonished. The king Shikir of your sign. Once you recognize it by optical identification, Harei Gam Rav Shari. It's even going Rav. With Bohem Rabbi Nemru was there amazing story about this Mordechai. Was most clear cut approaches. They ain't a mess. It's true. The Miben Shnehem, Miben Shoy Bayis Muteres. Shoy Bayis the Mata this mean. Avozeu, but that same Yodim, Bibiro, clear with clarity. Shanazu, Shavara Shoichet. This bird was shelled by the Shoichet. ויש לחוש, the concern is ששולח בעל בית לשייכת ביד חקותי לשייכתו, perhaps when the Babai sent it to the non-Jew, sent it to the Sheikhet through the non-Jew, the Shechtet, the Chliva Akuti Ba'acheres, non-Jew on the road switching for another bird. But Nasa Acheres the Grua, the Sheikhet, he gave a worse one to the Sheikhet. And then because he was afraid, he determined to get the Babai his own meat back. V'shachta b'atzmo, the Sheikhet himself was a problem. Maybe even though it's a very distant suspicion, nevertheless, because it's I mean. That the non-Jew switches way. Mil Rab the Macher Tuba Queen Rab was very Macher Yesh. So I feel you should separate it. About came with low kaim lakras. It's don't hold like Rab. Ein lachush lachumus kelu. Now consider these chumas. Bedina shtichus like they kuti is bar b'siyat ishmai. Sin kufi yuches and elsewhere here in Vara the halachas of spekus and prohibited substances. Well, as you may know, this simon, which we just did, Simon Gimel, is not normally learned as part of Smicha. So I never learned the simon before, to be honest with you. What I got from the simon, primarily, is that it's not necessarily truly a basket like Rav. I mean, I know also the Ikar Din is like Rashi. They don't basket like Rav. But as long as there's some good evidence that it's, of course, you need including rove, that it's the same meat, then that would suffice. And there's no independent intrinsic zera saying that unilaterally Basar Shaitzai is also. Now we're going to skip, of course, to the next thing, which is no Gale Maisa for us, which is Pei Gimel, Sif Aleph to Dalet. Pei Gimel is the beginning of Simone. Simone Dugim. Again, something which is not normally learned as part of Smicha, so it'll be utterly new for me. Aleph, the Pigim, Simone Dine, the Dugim Snampir V'Kaskeses, the halachos of fish, the fins and the scales. Aleph, Simone Dugim Torah, Mefrashim Torah, the Simone of kosher fish are explicit in Torah, parashas, meaning Chsiva Zet Tochlumi Kol Asher B'Mayim is what you eat from anything in the water. Kol Asher Lo Snampir V'Kaskeses, anything which has fins and scales, B'Mayim in the water, B'Yamim in the seas, B'Necholim and the rivers. Osam Tochelu, these you should eat. Kol Asher Ein Lo Snampir V'Kaskeses B'Yamim Necholim, those do not have fins and scales. Kol Sheretz Hamayim, anything which moves around in the water. Kol Nefesh HaChayo Asher B'Mayim, and a living creature which is in the water. You should not. I'm sorry. Shekets and they're repugnant to you with shekets yulachem, and they should be repugnant to you. Don't eat from their flesh. And repudiate their carcasses. Kol asher los kosher and los mayim shekets hulachem, which doesn't have fins and scales, is repugnant to you. Base. Turn around, we learned. Mimash was Shanam Gemara in from above. From that it says you should eat those which have. So many I derive auto chaush ain't don't eat those don't have. Mimash Shanam says it says auto chaush ain't that don't eat those which don't have. So many I derive echol sheyesh lo could eat Those which do have. Why is it repeated here? Torahs are repetitive. Lavala baselos, I say. Tell you to eat the non-kosher fish, you're over two prohibitions. Baz the command to eat kosher fish, and the negative command not to eat non-kosher fish. Akal end quote. From this we learn Shachal Dog Tami, somebody who eats non-kosher fish, Bita mitzvah say, he violated mitzvah say, but Avral mitzvah lo say, and violated lo say as well. V'lamalano a kosav ashlishi, but why do you need the third part of the pasuk? Kosher ein lo gomer sheket lechem. So that Dorshu B'Torah's Kohanim sheyochel ein liyel amalas timoni tara shalol yabosha. Maybe I'll say that only fishes take their fins and scales up with them when they're brought up to the land. Hey, Shir B'mayim, how do we know if they fell off in the water? I mean, how do you know it's kosher tamor b'mayim? Meaning, daf kosher ain't lo snapir kaskes b'mayim. Only things you do not have a snapir and kaskes when they're in the water. Lo yachel, you shouldn't eat them. B'mayim yesh lo, they have snapir and kaskes in the water. Av sheba lo so me'amayim. Even when they come up with the water and these nashron, they fell off. Mutani they're mid b'achila. They're allowed to eat in kosher as we shall see. Gimel also, Dorshu Sham, they also dash in there. Yamim ze Yamagoda, oceans, that's the great sea, the ocean. The Shneimar says, Umekveh Mayin Kol Yamim. The gathering words called Yamim. Cholim El Naros, those are rivers. Ain't the yellow Yamim, the Cholim El, no, oceans and rivers. Shem Moshchim Yamosach Chami Yamosach Shami, which flow in the summer and the winter. Minan Rabo Shari Yamim, and we know other seas, Vashar Cholim, and other rivers. Shemoshchim, Mosak Shami, which flow during the winter, but Ein Moshchim, they don't flow during the summer. Acha Tamar b'Maisha Boros, to the point that you even say water in cisterns as same halacha. Tamar b'Mayim, anything in the water. The Yamagodo Kol Yamim. It says Yamagodo includes all the oceans. Sharei Kol Yamim Nichnasim Tov, because all the water goes into it. B'Chein Kol HaNecholim, Haluchim Hayam, so to all the rivers lead to the sea. Make boros and water and cisterns. Pirusho, it means agamim, lakes. The North claim in small rivers, like creeks. Sheposkin osachama, which stop to flow. It stopped to exist in the summer. Okay, Dalit. Snapir. Haim sheshapem. The fins are things which uses to swim. Young gafov. Like a bird's wing. Kaskes el klipos agmevo. Kesses are the scales which are embedded in it. King Shemar says, "Usion kaskasim lavush." He was wearing a armor made out of scales. Shachan mishachan is comes towards kochi yeshlu kaskes eating, which has fins. The yeshlu snavir has fins. Possess Torah tzchalitov gam snapir. Because the Torah also had the right fins. Teshloitos. So we shouldn't make a mistake. No matter kaskesu snapir. Then we're going to say that the when it's kaskesa refers to the fins. I even know that scales can happen to be his fins from the pasuk Navi. Nevertheless, Lord said to the smokem mashim makam achim of work. Okay, so now want to rely on that which is something else. It's going to become clarified. And therefore they said, yeah, and such things they say they have the Torah. Torah should be expanded and be made mighty. Not make us resort to cross references. Meaning the Kakan at Smoke Il Satora here itself Torah revealed Mal Kaskeses, what is considered to be scales, Uvamegil saw, and how to reveal this? Bizesha Kosva comes up here that snap here as